day at Nats Park. First pitch, 1:05 as they face, do not call them the Florida Marlins, the Miami Marlins. Hey, pretty cool event over the weekend for the Nationals. First ever Naval Academy Baseball Classic in which the Nats face the Boston Red Sox in front of about 1,000 fans, mostly mids, in Annapolis.
I don't know if we can do that by playing a baseball game. I think being able to live in America and live in this country, we should be saying that every day and whatever we go through.
They don't have a lot of free time, so any time that they can get away is very enjoyable for them, and for them to come watch us play and get excited about it, I think that's pretty neat. It's pretty cool.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for these guys to come in here and give this experience to us, and hopefully we can give a unique experience and perspective to them. It's just wonderful all around.
I think it's amazing that we all share mutual respect for each other, and I think what they're doing is great, and I really appreciate that they're saying thank you to us for what we're going to do in the future.
Now, before the game, the Nats and the Red Sox got the opportunity to tour parts of the Naval Academy. Players were more than happy to pose for pictures with midshipmen. Two teams learned about what the mids do during their time at the Naval Academy. It was an incredible experience, and one of the players said they will never forget.
The guys let us go in a ship right on the water that they use actually in a lab class. I didn't have any lab classes like that at JU, so what a unique experience it was today, and really feel blessed to be able to be a part of it.
Well, I can't say it was as expected, because it was more than expected. I mean, they were first class. They treated us with honor and dignity, and my guys did the same thing.
There was opening day in some cities today, right? On a Sunday, Rays hosting the Yankees. First game of the year, and here was the first homer of the year. Evan Longoria with the low liner to left as the Rays beat the Yankees down in St. Petersburg 7-3. Caps had a big game tonight against Columbus and had a playoff feel to it. Details next as Game On Overtime rolls on. Welcome back to Game On Overtime. You know, the Caps are trying to put some distance between themselves and the team they played on Sunday night, the Columbus Blue Jackets, as we head into the last week of the NHL season. Caps fans, repping in enemy territory. Caps rolling along early, up 2-zip. Andre Burakovsky with the pass to Matt Niskanen, who scores to make it 3-zip, and it looked like the Caps would cruise, but the game would tighten up in the third and get a little physical. Look at Ovi throwing some punches against those Jackets. Time winding down. Columbus trying to tie the game. Braden Holtby coming up big. The Caps win 3-2 and are closing in on a division title. TJ Oshie was a great pickup for the Caps. We know that before last season, but looming is his free agency this offseason, where he can expect to demand top dollar. But will the Caps be able or want to dole out the big Benjamins? Our friends at Winners View takes a closer look.
TJ Oshie about to cash in on a career year?
TJ Oshie, a first-time 30-goal scorer.
Certainly looks that way. The crafty winger has set career highs in goals and shooting percentage this year. And if Washington doesn't re-sign him before free agency begins, he'll join some rare company in the Cap era. Oshie will be just the 7th player under the age of 31 to become an unrestricted free agent following back-to-back 25-goal seasons.
TJ, the league's leader when it comes to shooting percentage.
The previous 6 skaters were handsomely rewarded for their efforts, earning an average of $6.3 million per year on their next deals. Will TJ be paid similarly? Our data scientists say yes. We estimated a player's cap hit using Oshie's statistics from the previous 3 seasons, his contract history, and the current salary cap. Based on Oshie's numbers, Winners View predicts he'll take home around $6.1 million on his next deal, making him one of the 35 highest paid forwards in the league.
Brilliant handiwork from 77 Red.
With TJ lighting it up in a contract year, look for him to take home a well-deserved raise on July 1. And that's the Winners View.
Washington Wizards trying to stay near the top of the East, but it's been hard as they were closing out their 5-game roadie by visiting the red-hot Golden State Warriors, who the Wizards actually beat at home back in February. So looking for the season sweep. John Wall and the Wiz, final playoff push, right? Oh, no, look at that. Oh, no. Are you kidding me? Steph Curry. And if you're friends with Marcin Gortat, yeah, we're sorry. Steph Curry makes him look silly. Solid night, Bradley Beal in only 3/4 of action. 20 points to the Wiz guard, and the Wiz down 20. Warriors cruising along. Curry hits his 9th and final 3. He had 42. The Warriors win easily, 139-115. It started with 68 teams 3 weeks ago, and now it is down to just 2 for the national championship in men's college basketball. North Carolina versus Gonzaga, 2 number 1 seeds going for number 1. Gonzaga looking for its first ever, speaking of one, first ever national title. Just 1 loss all season long. UNC back in the finals again. Of course, Carolina lost in a heartbreaker a year ago to Villanova, but revenge, they say, is not on the heels' minds this time around. It's all about what this team can do against Gonzaga. The past is in the past.
It's this team. I'm coaching a new group of kids, and making it back to the national championship game is amazing. Oh, you did that last year? Well, that still makes it even more amazing kind of thing.
We don't pretend or think we're anywhere near the level with the tradition of Carolina or Duke or Kentucky, but at the same time, I think we do feel we've been a national entity for quite some time.
All right, Danny Rouillet, 106.7 The Fan, back with me and Steve Howes, head coach at Catholic U, to discuss the final 2, North Carolina and Gonzaga, for the championship on Monday night. North Carolina getting back to where they were a year ago, but they want to take that next step and finish off what they started last season.
Without question, every workout in the offseason, their mind was on what happened to them at the end last year. How could you not think about that? It's on every highlight package out there. So, Danny, I think this is what they've been pointing to all year.
And rightfully so, because they're good enough to do it. I could want to get back to a championship game. If I lost a bunch of pieces, I wouldn't be able to, but they certainly can. Kennedy Meeks has been outstanding. Joel Berry has been good despite the injury. Justin Jackson was a grown man in that semifinal game. So they're good enough to do it, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It kind of fuels that offseason, Coach. I think you're right about that. And so I don't know if it's revenge specifically, because Gonzaga didn't do this to them, but they got a chance to right what they kind of feel like was wrong from last year.
Maybe redemption is the word.
Redemption.
When I watch teams like this, North Carolina and Gonzaga, along the way, we had Gonzaga with that West Virginia terrible ending, so that helped Gonzaga get to where they are. Then North Carolina, they get that walk-on transfer, or not a walk-on guy hits a shot to get them to the Final Four, and then Oregon inexplicably doesn't box out. So yes, both these teams are very good, but they also have had some help along the way to get here.
You have to have talent, you have to stay healthy, and the third part, every season, you need to be lucky.
You're going to have scares. It's inevitable. I mean, you're absolutely right in the sense that Oregon probably, if you do what you've done a million times over, and the kid did 16 times in that ball game, by the way, and get that 17th rebound, maybe Oregon's going on their kind of Cinderella story kind of continues. But that's the tournament. That's the beauty of this thing. It's also cruel and it's unfair to 62 teams that aren't here. I guess now 66 with the extra 4 in there. But it is certainly one of those things where you've got to be good, you've got to be hot, and you've also got to be really, really fortunate.
So let's break down the matchup. I actually like Gonzaga in this one. I think their size, their guard play, for some reason North Carolina's guards, although they've been effective, have been a little tight late in the game, specifically Barry II at the free throw line. What do you think about this
He's not
matchup?
healthy.
Yeah.
And there's no looking past that. He's 2 for 14 the other night. He's not playing the way he has the last 2 years. Gonzaga's size is going to have a major impact. Look at what it did to Sindarius Thornwell. He only shoots 4 for 12 because the length inside with Collins and Karnowski. I'd love to be the guy who's going to represent Collins. His draft stock is shooting up by the minute here. He had an impressive performance, 6 blocks, and then Karnowski and him combined, 27 points and 18 rebounds.
The game to me is about imposition of will. Who can impose their pace? Gonzaga is so well coached, so well disciplined. If they can play that half-court game, North Carolina's going to struggle because this is the first time they've gone up against quality size like Gonzaga's. Karnowski is a brick house. In fact, there's a whole brick city block. Collins is terrific as well. Gonzaga's got good length on defense, can challenge some of those shooters. Carolina's best offense has been grabbing offensive rebounds. Kennedy Meeks had 6 or 7 of those in that ball game the other night. So to me, if Gonzaga can control the pace like you're talking about, Frank, they win this game. If Carolina forces some turnovers, gets some runouts, they can win this ball game.
Real quick.
They have to shoot better than 14 or 55 outside of Kennedy Meeks.
Absolutely.
Real quick, who do you have winning?
I got Gonzaga.
Gonzaga
across the board.
Clean
full
sweep.
Mark it down. Guys, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We shall see. Making excuses Monday. Watch WUSA 9 tomorrow for the Nats at 1, then special post-game coverage, and then we got you for the national title game at 9 right here on WUSA 9. Speaking of national title games, women Mississippi State looking to take it after upsetting UConn. Fourth quarter, Bulldogs hanging around. Jasmine Holmes scores to make it a 4-point game, but South Carolina proves to be too much down the stretch. Asia Wilson led all scores at 23, and they are partying in Columbia, South Carolina. The Gamecocks are national champions, beating Mississippi State.
I never gave up on winning the national championship, no matter how hard it was, no matter what it looked like, and I'm just so happy that I get a chance to share it with so many different people.
Congrats to Dawn Staley and South Carolina. All right, coming up, we get you set for a brand new team in town, the Washington Valor, and we talk to the head coach next.
April 7th gonna be big. Family and friends get to watch it. Like everybody been hitting me up talking about tickets. I'm trying to get there. I can't wait. Everybody excited.